Good evening. My name is Geoffrey Allentoff, and I am 14 years old and a Life Scout in Troop 331 in Homeville. When many people think of Boy Scouts, they think of pitching and sleeping in tents, learning survival skills, and outdoor living. While those are all great skills that I have learned in Boy Scouts, my experience in Scouts has been much, much more than learning how to rough it outdoors. If you can all see, I'd like to point out this merit badge. It's the camping merit badge. It's small and looks very similar to the other merit badges that adorn my sash. But this merit badge has great significance to me. You see, I was born with a muscle condition called hypotonia. Doctors told my parents that I might never walk without the assistance of braces up to my knees. Through a lot of hard work and many hours of physical and occupational therapy, I took my first step a little after my second birthday. Physical activity and endurance exercise have always been really difficult for me. I'm slower than most people, and my muscles fatigue very quickly. And I don't tell you this so you can feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me, because I don't even feel sorry for myself. I tell you this as the backdrop for a story about what scouting means to me. Throughout my life, my parents never let me use hypotonia as an excuse for anything. As I made my way through the ranks of Boy Scouts, I put off doing some of the more physically demanding merit badges. One of these merit badges was camping. The camping merit badge required me to do 2 physically demanding activities during one camping weekend. And I signed up for our troop's camping, rafting, and biking trip, which would satisfy this requirement. The biking portion of this weekend consisted of a 25-mile and mostly flat bike ride. I knew it was going to be difficult, but I also knew that I had to do it. This trip fell on the same weekend as my sister's dance recital, and although I considered procrastination, that wouldn't have been very scout-like. I needed to get this done. The biking started out okay, but I quickly fatigued. I needed to make frequent stops, and I got sick several times. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to finish the bike ride. But riding with me the entire time were Mrs. Kiss and Mr. Bond, 2 of the adult leaders in my troop. They had my back every step of the way. When I fell, and I fell a lot, they stopped and encouraged me to keep going. I finished the bike ride that day. It took me about 2 hours longer than everyone else. But I finished. Had Mrs. Kiss and Mr. Bond not been there to be the voice telling me not to give up, I am not sure if I would have finished the bike ride. This attitude of having each other's back and not giving up is one that is embedded in our troop. My Scoutmaster embodies this attitude and inspires all the Scouts to do the same. I walked away from that experience realizing some of the most important lessons Boy Scouts could teach me. There is no use feeling bad for people who are sick or differently abled. Feeling sorry for them won't help them. What will help them is supporting them and encouraging them, even in their most difficult times, to never give up. It is these lessons that help form the basis for my Eagle Scout service project. My project is a little bit unconventional. I am directing the filming and editing of a promotional video for a local pediatric cancer foundation called the Ashley Lauren Foundation. I chose this project because I've spent years dedicated to raising money and awareness for pediatric cancer. Thus, I felt very strongly that my project benefit the local pediatric cancer community. Through my work on behalf of pediatric cancer foundations, I have made some great friends who unfortunately have cancer. These kids embody the lessons that I have learned in scouting. My friends battling cancer never give up, and they persevere through things that most of us could not even imagine. So I want them to know that I've got their back. And while I can't cure their cancer yet, I make it a priority to support them, whether by visiting them, fundraising for them, or just telling them that I care. Most importantly, I will always encourage them to never give up. I will be forever grateful to Scouting for the opportunity to learn and develop skills that will stay with me forever. Scouting has taught me that when a friend or even a stranger needs help, I will not look the other way and think that someone else will help. I am the someone else. Thank you.
This evening that he teaches speech at Brookdale Community College, University, and most recently Rutgers University. He also is my personal general care practitioner, and I'm very proud of this young man for all that he's done. If, you know folks, this is the perfect replacement for Chris Christie. And quite frankly, if you're questioning who's going to be the next president of the United States, Republican or Democrat, I'm voting for this independent candidate.